Hi Facebook. Alright, so we are over here at the playground. I gave the girls the choice of getting to finally watch a movie at home or come to the playground, and they chose the playground, and I'm like, why? It's so cold. Anyway, so while they're playing on the slide, I'm gonna go live and talk to you about how the compound effect is working in your life, whether you are or not. And whether you are working or not is what that means. Okay, so the compound effect is the similar idea to interest in the bank, right? Like it just compounds. It adds up in the bank, even though it doesn't seem like it's a big deal, but eventually it adds up to a lot, right? So basically that's the way that any success, anything that we consider success in our life works. It has nothing to do with some great big like say an Olympian gets the medal, right? That wasn't just one big event. It was a series of of little actions that compounded and got better and bigger and bigger and bigger to result in this success, right? So the compound effect is just small daily actions that seem like they're not going to mean a lot or seem like they're not a big deal, but they add up to a big deal at the end. I don't know what she's screaming about. Anyway, they're sisters. They love each other so much. Okay, so one small example that kind of puts it in perspective, right? The compound effect of a clean or dirty house, right? Every day, if you do the little things, which nobody loves to do, right? Hey, Christina. If you do the little things every day, then it adds up to a clean house, right? But if you slowly start taking away and not doing those daily effects, you end up, it adds up to a very dirty, cluttered, disorganized, I got a lot of work to do house, right? So it all adds up, and that's the key right there. Is what I want. It adds up whether if you're doing the work, it adds up for the positive. If you're not doing the work, it's still adding up. But it's just adding up and not in a way that you want. And that's the thing, that's what I'm saying. We're making choices every day that are going to add up to something, and the only power that we have is which way we want them to go. Because inaction gets results too. Not doing things still compounds to things in the end, right? Still adds up. So like for the example of a clean or dirty house, not doing anything doesn't equal nothing. It equals a dirty house, right? Okay, so here's the big one, obviously, with my line of work. Okay, so if you're working out every day or mostly, several times a week, right? You're putting in a little effort there, whether you want to or not. It doesn't seem like a big deal, especially in a lot of the Beachbody programs are 30-minute days, 30 minutes, all right? And it doesn't seem like a big deal. And you're eating mostly well. You have a lot of fun on the weekends, whatever. But you're eating well for the most part. Okay, those little actions every day will eventually compound, and they will snowball into bigger and bigger results. Yep.
We found our way out of the
You found your way out of the maze. It's amazing. Have a carrot. Okay. So they'll eventually compound. Okay. Maybe they don't seem like a big deal in the moment, but one day you'll wake up like my client today and friend and said, I put on my work pants that she never has to wear because she usually works from home, but when she travels she has to wear them, and they fit so much looser, and the scale has not been responding the way that she wants, but finally those pants, her daily small come on, Melanie, go play. What's this? She wants to play. They all added up. Okay, the same thing is true in the opposite. Okay, so when you don't work out, or really you don't have to work out, but you need to move your body every day. Okay, you need to be active. If you're not doing that with some consistency, okay, and then you're also kind of not eating well, you're like, sometimes I eat vegetables, sometimes that's a part of my life, but mostly it's not, has anything to do with that. All of those are actions. They're not, they are choices, and they also add up, and they also compound to equal something in the end. But the problem is they compound and they add up in the end with you in the doctor's office, with you having a long list of medicines that you need to take every day. They add up to pain, chronic disease. Like, those have effects, and that's what, if I could get that across to people, you're not doing anything for your health doesn't just not make you super fit. it adds up to bad health. It's, in my opinion, why we have so much more chronic disease, so much more, you know, we're just a sicker country, because all of those the bad nutrition and not moving your body the way it was designed to, all adds up to compound, and not in a bad way, or not in a good way. So that's what I'm saying. We're making choices every day. You make a choice every day for which outcome you want. And this is a very, obviously, kind of a big one with your fitness or your health level. You make a choice every day whether you're going to choose, whether you want to get toward a compound that's good, an effect, an end game that's good, or an end game that's bad. Inaction is a choice, and it's choosing to not be healthy. Just like with the example of cleaning the house. Not cleaning the house every day still adds up to something. It adds up to a disaster. And you're like, how much is that maid service, right? But that adds up to something. Inaction is a choice. Okay, so that's just what I wanted to talk to you about today, because, you know, like I posted yesterday, the example is, that's all. Go play with your sister. Is with the kids, because I know so many of us are mamas, and you feel like you made it out of the maze again. It's almost like you are amazing mazers. I know, she's not listening. Okay, that's what I was talking about yesterday. Like the compound effect. Every day, these little actions of speaking life into your kids, or trying so hard to teach them, even though it's easier just to do it. Those all add up. Like yesterday when I was so amazed that my kids, like, okay, leave her be. See, my kids are amazing because I'm super amazing. Just kidding. Yesterday, the little nuggets that I've been trying to sow with having them be their own little independent mini adult selves, and eating healthy and doing the work and doing chores and having pride and ownership, like those are so small and minute, and you feel like you're constantly repeating yourself every day and none of it's going in. It's just like boop, boop. But those little actions, staying committed to those little actions, add up, and every once in a while you see the compound. You see the like, you know, you have the 1 + 1 + 1, and you get the equal line, right? And you see that it all adds up. So in the same way, I know you've had weeks like this where you've been anxious, you've been on edge, you have been yelling more than whatever, you know, or you've been just had a short fuse, and then you see that compounded with your kids, right? Like you see by the end of the week, everybody's just being mean to each other. Everybody is just on edge themselves, and they've gotten worse, and they have snowballed that effect. So that's what I'm saying. I just want us to think about all the areas in our lives. What are the little things that we're doing, and how is it going to add up? Because it's going to add up. That's like math. I am not a mathematician, but I'm pretty sure it's going to add up, because that's what it does. Like it does, whether you're being cognizant of it or not. I guess that's what I'm saying. So even if you are just saying, I'm not going to get in shape, okay, that's fine. Like, you know, not everybody wants to go to the gym every day. Not everybody is all into every kind of organic superfood that they can. So that is one choice. But then the other flip side of that is going downhill in your health, right? So you got to, obviously you want to find your own happy medium, but not just saying I'm not going to be one of those crazy fitness people is not enough. Because if you let those little actions, okay, we eat out 3 times a week, and it's not, you know, whatever, I don't even know where you can eat out that's good for you. Okay, we eat out 3 times a week, and you know, just this one, then we have the pizza night, and then also, and then I drink the soda, but it's only 1 a day, and then, but all of that adds up. So you have to choose, what you want to be the end result, okay? And then you have to be committed to the small little bitty things that will add up to those results, okay? Because as, wait for it, you're gonna love it. Darren Hardy or Tony Robbins? I feel like I should know this. Sorry. Says, our choices are either our best friend or our worst enemy. You don't know my life? Okay, our choices are either our best friend or our worst enemy. And we at least need to be cognizant of them and see where they're leading us down the compound effect, okay? So, that's all I have to say. Clearly, my choices are leading to all the amazing things. No, they're not. I'm just trying to be more aware of them and try to see what they're going to add up to, okay? Drinking beer every night, you know what that's going to add up to? Therefore, we're not going to do that anymore. That's one of my recent choices. Okay, so yeah, I'm just being real with you. That's my last struggle. It's really easy for me to not eat potato chips, but having a adult beverage at the end of the day, that's my struggle. But what is that going to add up to over long term? You better go save your sister from the maze. It's going to add up to liver problems. Clearly it's going to add up to inflammation. It's going to add up to brain loss, like all of those. Once you start thinking about it that way, okay, somebody's here. Once you start thinking about it that way, then it kind of changes your perspective. Like in the moment, it doesn't seem like a big deal. Oh, I'm just going to relax. I'm just going to relax. You know, I just want to relax. But it does add up. All of these things add up. So think about how the compound effect is at work in your life, whether you know it or not, whether you're doing it on purpose or not, because it is at effect in every area of your life. So man, there is something going on. That's the second one that's gone by. So I want you to think about that. Let me know how things are adding up in your life for better or worse. Okay? Bye guys. Have a happy Monday.